going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Who will be the Dodgers closer in 2022? I did an interview with Blake Treinen that really hints at how the Dodgers will approach their closer's role this season. We're going to dive into that in just a second. But quick reminder for all latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, podcasts, interviews, and more all season long. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day. How do you want to see the Dodgers approach the closer's role this season? Do you want to see Blake Treinen be the closer? Do you want to see Daniel Hudson be the closer? Brusdar, Graterol, should they go closer by committee? Is there someone else I haven't mentioned that you want to see them go with? Let me know down below. And also, how much do you think they'll miss Kenley Jansen this season, if at all? Let me know down below in the comments section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. Now, one of the biggest questions for the Dodgers entering the 2022 season is who will be closing games for the boys in blue. LA, they've relied upon Kenley Jansen to be their closer for over the last decade, and we all know that he has signed with the Atlanta Braves on that one-year, $16 million deal, so he won't be the Dodgers closer. Now, the big question is, who do they turn to? Now, the obvious choice, of course, is Blake Treinen. In 2021, he reestablished himself as one of the elite relievers in all of Major League Baseball. Last season with LA, posted a 1.99 ERA, and last year you saw a big increase in that K percentage. In 2020, his first year with the Dodgers, he posted a 20.6 K percentage. Last year, that number jumped up to 29.7%. That was his highest mark in that category since posting a 31.7 K percentage back in 2018 when he was one of, if not the best closer in all of Major League Baseball. Now, why did he see such a spike in his K percentage? Well, it was thanks to that slider. He really switched things up with his slider. He changed the grip on it, and he also threw it more often along with his cutter and cut down on his sinker usage. In 2020, threw that sinker 55.8% of the time. In 2021, he threw it 27.4% of the time. Then you look at his slider usage. Last season, he threw it at a 35.1% clip compared to 26.3% in 2020. And it was also much more effective because it did have that big jump in the horizontal break. It was just a nasty pitch, a filthy pitch. He was generating tons of swing and miss, using it as his put-away pitch, and hitters hit just .074 off his slider last season compared to 2020, where they hit .206 off of it. You also saw it was his put-away pitch 29.2% in 2021 compared to 21.8% in 2020. So not only was he generating more swing and miss in his second season with the Dodgers, he was also continuing to induce soft contact. If you look at his 2021 MLB percentile rankings, he was in the 100th percentile in average exit velocity, the 98th percentile in hard hit percentage, the 99th percentile in barrel percentage, and then also you saw that fastball velocity in the 81st percentile, that chase rate last season in the 86th percentile, that K percentage in the 86th percentile. So he was really good for the Dodgers in 2020, but he was elite in 2021. But that is precisely why he should not be the closer for LA this season, because he's such a great reliever that you want to put him in there when you have the high leverage situations, and that doesn't necessarily always occur in the ninth inning of games. You want to save Blake Treinen for those tight spots, those high leverage situations. You want to bring him in with runners on base. You want to bring him in to face the top of the order of the opponents, and that is where his value is. That is where you use a reliever of Blake Treinen's caliber. You don't just throw him in there in the ninth inning of every game with no runners on base just so you can get that save. Yes, it looks nice. It's great for his peripherals. It'll definitely help his all-star chances, but I think in 2022, baseball has changed a lot. And the way you deploy relievers of Blake Treinen's caliber is you save him, you mix it up, you play the matchups, and you play the situation. So, look, I think he's got to be the Dodgers' ultimate fireman. I'm calling him BTFD, the Blake Treinen Fire Department. He comes out, he puts out out the Dodgers' biggest fires, but in my opinion, that's how you best optimize Blake Treinen. You use him when you need him the most, and yes, he's going to get saves for the Dodgers this season. Look, there's a chance he could finish with the most saves for the Dodgers this season. That's definitely a possibility, but you don't just lock him into that role. But last week, I was at Dodgers spring training, and I caught up with Blake, and we talked about a lot of these different topics, about his role for the Dodgers this season, the role of the closer for the Dodgers this season, the role of the closer in Major League Baseball, how he's feeling this season. We dived into a lot of different topics, and here, check it out. Here's my interview with Blake Treinen.
Blake Treinen, thanks a lot for the time. Really appreciate it. So first and foremost, how you feeling this spring?
I feel good. Little bit rushed, but good. You know, like obviously the atmosphere of what transpired over the last few months and really half a year, I guess, kind of building into it is kind of, it's tough to stay mentally prepared and knowing at any given moment. It's kind of up to, you know, people that run the game to figure out if they're okay with anything. So once it gets figured out and we find the best deal for the players as possible, or that they'll allow us to have, you know, we roll with it and we're here in camp. So feels like it's only a 2.5 week spring training and it's supposed to be 4. So we'll see.
So you think you feel a little rushed? Do you think that it changed your offseason?
Fine.
You feel fine? Okay.
I feel fine. I just think it's, you know, you have to start thinking about baseball as a whole. You know, rushing just seems more like a business, more of a business ploy than a player health ploy. So, but our organization does a great job of keeping guys, you know, we're responsible for our own bodies. You know, we're accountable, and so if we can handle a workload, we're going to continue to move. If we need a second to take a break, then we'll find the best way to make that happen.
So yeah, last year, one of the most elite relievers in the game, all over pitching ninja. Pretty much your pitch is going viral every single night, just so filthy. Last year, you kind of made the adjustment from 2020 to 2021 through less two-seam, with more slider, more cutter. Do you see any kind of big adjustment heading into this season?
No, I mean, look, I'm still a sinker baller, and slider works well off of it. There's just certain hitters where you don't want to give in, and that's when I face the same hitters every single night. Every time we face a team, it's why you're seeing different pitch tendencies go up and certain ones go down. You know, you try to find ways to get into different counts with different pitches, and that's probably the biggest goal this year is to not be as predictable. I mean, the first half of the year I was super predictable, and the whole point this year is to maybe, you know, just find different counts to throw certain pitches in, so it's not as like, you know, early in the count heavy with one pitch and late in the count heavy with another pitch.
Yeah. And then I wanted to ask you, one of the big topics heading into this season is who's going to be the Dodgers closer. Kenley Jansen, the Dodgers have relied upon him to close out games for the past 12 seasons. He, of course, he signed with the Braves. A lot of people have you as, you know, you're going to be the guy stepping into that role. Where do you see your role for this year's Dodger team?
Honestly, I don't really care. They threw me in situations last year that's best for the team, and that's really all I focus on. You know, anybody can go down this road of being, you know, prideful or having an ego, and I kicked that out the door a long time ago. So it's more fun winning and being invested in your teammates than worrying about roles. That's not what I get paid to do. So whatever they decide to do is fine with me.
Yeah, because you're one of the elite closers in the game. So what is the difference as far as the mindset goes versus coming in situations you come in now versus coming as a closer?
I mean, like the ninth inning is important, but there's many important innings, you know, leading into that. You know, with guys like Vesia and Corey and gosh, even Jimmy. I mean, really, there was nobody down in that bullpen that didn't have to have leverage innings last year because, you know, we had some unfortunate injury bugs hit the starting rotation, and then, you know, the way the game's gotten to is you try to create matchups that are favorable late in the game.
Yeah.
So I think it's just staying focused on your lane.
Do you almost think like kind of the role as just the closer in general is kind of dated? And we probably won't see that in baseball for very much longer, and they'll just start playing matchups and situations.
No, I don't think it's like it's a lost art. I don't know if they're going to start pigeonholing guys into the ninth inning like they did maybe 10 years ago. I mean, guys who have done it for years and years, that's their comfort zone. That's probably what they're more comfortable doing. I look at like Craig Kimbrell, Kenley Jansen, Mark Melanson. Gosh, even, I mean, this guy's not even, he's good at everything. It's that Will Smith, you know, he's really good at closing but he's also thrown in high leverage situations outside of closing. So the guys who have been doing it for a while will probably continue. It'll be interesting to see if the actual straight up ninth inning role and ninth inning only as I guess the primary lockdown spot in the bullpen exists after the next 5 years. So, you know, whenever those guys make their way out.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate the time. Best of luck this season. Appreciate the time, like I said, and thanks a lot, Blake.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
So, yes, Blake is going to be a beast again this year. His pitches are going to go viral. Like I always say, he engages in pitchcraft. The way that stuff moves, it looks like straight sorcery. But the Dodgers, they are going to go closer by committee. And a name that was talked about a lot when I was down in Arizona was Daniel Hudson. Look for Daniel Hudson to get saves this season. Last year, a 35.7 K percentage. He has 27 saves in his career. So he's a guy that's going to get saves for the Dodgers. A lot of LA fans like Brusdar, Graterol. You've heard about the Bazooka's new cutter, so we'll see if they have him get some saves this season. Tommy Kahnle is still making his way back, but this year Dodgers will be going closer by committee. You won't see just one guy having that role like we've seen for so many years with Kenley Jansen. But let me know down below in the comments section, how do you want to see the Dodgers close games in 2022? Who will finish with the most saves? Should they go closer by committee? You want to see Brusdar, Graterol? How much you think LA will miss Kenley Jansen? Look, in my opinion, we're going to miss Kenley, the Dodgers all-time saves leader with 350 saves, but they're going to do just fine. I think that this new chapter for the Dodgers bullpen will pay dividends, not just going to one guy. I think it's a new, fresh era of the Dodgers bullpen. I'm excited to see it. But let me know down below. My name is D-Mac. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all latest Dodgers news and rumors all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.